Mountain. 2 days after having it reopened the doors of the House of Commons, we are debating a budget that would leave millions of people by the wayside. A budget that offers nothing for job creation or for seniors who are living in poverty. This is a budget where they choose to give billions of dollars to big business, the most profitable businesses, businesses that clearly do not need this assistance. We cannot support this budget in its present form.
Permettez-moi de souligner que...
Please allow me to underscore some of the changes that might allow us to support the Conservative budget. A budget that would open the doors to Canadians rather than shutting the doors in their face.
Starts with a strategy to get 1.5 million jobless Canadians back working again. That way they can spend that paycheck and contribute to growing the economy. Not a can't-do approach that projects an increase in unemployment this year, which is what the budget before us predicts. It's shameful, Mr. Speaker. This government stimulus plan created photo opportunities for ministers, no question about that, but precious few full-time, well-paid jobs for Canadians. And now we learn that more than $1 billion of these dollars that were announced in the last budget never even left the federal coffers to be sent out to create work. Renewing that stalled plan isn't going to cut it. It's time to retool it to get those funds flowing with a razor-sharp focus on creating family-supporting jobs. So, extend the home renovation tax credit with a new emphasis on energy efficiency. Retrofit and build affordable housing for Canadians across the land. Do something to create the green jobs of the future rather than the do-nothing approach that we see here. Mr. Speaker, this budget includes a boost for skills training, and that's something New Democrats can support. What we cannot support is a budget that blames workers' skill levels for its own failure to create quality jobs. Les portes se referment.
Doors will be shut again this year for hundreds of thousands of Canadians without jobs. They'll exhaust their EI benefits and search for jobs that do not exist, jobs that this government and businesses were incapable of creating. Yesterday's budget will extend EI for shared jobs, and that's a measure that the NDP can support. But what we cannot support is that this is a budget which will not extend EI benefits for almost 1 million jobless who are victims of the recession. This is a budget which will not extend benefits, but will strike and hurt all workers and all employers with a new tax by increasing premiums, EI premiums, by $19 billion.
Putting working Canadians first. This budget squanders literally billions of dollars on more tax cuts for banks and big oil companies. Now, don't tell us about competitiveness. Our corporate rates are now well below our competitors in the U.S. and the G8. So now we're talking about ideology, not about good sense. More corporate handouts are not going to spark our economy. It hasn't done it in the past, and it's not going to do it now. Building infrastructure produces 10 times the stimulus effect on employment as a corporate tax cut. More corporate handouts will not spark innovation. After 10 years of these corporate tax cuts, big business now invests less in innovation, not more. More corporate handouts won't save good manufacturing and forestry jobs. Those employers won't see a cent because they're not making profits. What more corporate handouts will do is pad the profits of the wealthy corporations, as several banks revealed once again yesterday. The same banks that are going to dole out, get this, $8.3 billion this fiscal year in executive bonuses. You know, we need to make better choices in this country, Mr. Speaker. Nous devons faire de meilleurs.
We have to make better choices. Shutting the door to tax relief for big business when they could be opening new doors for Canadians. Putting aside for the time being the next 2 rounds of tax relief would help us save $6 billion every year. $6 billion would be enough to invest in creating a huge number of lasting jobs. It would be enough to extend employment insurance. It would be enough to put women and children first, or to improve our healthcare system, or consolidate pension plan security. It would be enough to do something that we should have done a long time ago. Do what should be done to get our seniors out of poverty. And we can do it, Mr. Speaker.
250,000 seniors who helped build this country, raised our families, fed us, built our communities, are living in poverty now, locked out of the wealth that they helped to create. It doesn't have to be this way. The Prime Minister could seize this very moment to lift every single senior in Canada out of poverty. And he could do it this year by expanding the guaranteed income supplement. But instead of investing the $700 million that would be required to do this, to bring dignity to seniors, this government is handing out $6 billion more, almost 10 times as much, to profitable corporations who aren't going to do anything productive with it. We can't support choices like that, Mr. Speaker. This budget's unfettered faith in unfettered markets shows how little this government has really learned from the economic crisis. Well, Mr. Speaker, New Democrats have faith too. We have faith in the single mom in Regina who's juggling 3 part-time positions. We have faith in the auto worker who just lost a job competition at Tim's to his daughter. We have faith in the senior in Shelburne who shouldn't have to go to bed hungry. We have faith that everyday Canadians, given support, the ones who build this country through cooperation and hard work, that they will deliver if we have faith in them. Faith, Mr. Speaker, that's rooted in our respect for our elders who built this country in the first place. So let's create those quality jobs. Protect jobless workers until then. Give seniors some dignity. And shelve the corporate handouts that stand in the way of achieving these worthwhile objectives. Then we'll have a budget New Democrats can support. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.